Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as Ivy Winter. Thank you for joining me for another Disney video. Today is a topic that a few subscribers have asked me about, and that is what are my must-dos at Disney World? What are the things that I have to do or I feel incomplete when I go home and I'm immediately booking another trip because I just feel like I need to do them? And I think this spans a lot of different things. You know, there's rides, there's foods, there's shows. So I want to break them up a bit, and today I'm just going to talk about what I think my must-do rides are. These are the rides in each park that I just absolutely have to do, and if I don't do it, it's just like eats at me forever. I really narrowed down these choices because I wanted to truly be the ones that like absolutely nag at me. Sure, I wish I could do everything every single time I go to Disney World, duh, but I know that sometimes I can't and I can live with it, but there's like certain things that like I will make the effort to get on these rides no matter what. So let's start with the big guy, Magic Kingdom, and for me this is pretty easy in terms of what I have to ride on, but that would be Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, and Haunted Mansion. For me, the mountains are so quintessential and important, and I love a good thrill ride, and they're all thrilling in their own way, so I feel like I absolutely have to ride them every time I go there. Last time I was just down, you know, about a couple of weeks ago, and Splash was actually down for refurb, so in a situation like that, there's not much I can do. But when they're all open, or whatever ones are open, I need to get on it, sometimes multiple times. The last trip was so busy that Rob actually didn't get to go on Space Mountain all the way until like his second to last day, and he was there all week. I got to go on with him, but that just goes to show you like sometimes crowds can be so crazy, and for certain big rides like Space, you might not even get on it at all, but it would just kill me. Like if I can't experience that, it would just kill me. I feel like they're just so classic, and I need to just get on all of them at least once. And Haunted Mansion, again, is one of my favorite classics. I think it's up there for a lot of people with like, you always need to ride Pirates, you always need to ride Peter Pan or Jungle Cruise. For me, of all the super classic rides, and especially of the dark rides, Haunted Mansion is my #1. So I try to get on that as often as possible. Like I will ride that ride so many times, even if it's just like, I just need to relax for like 10 minutes and ride through this ride. Like that's the one that I will choose. Moving on to Epcot, there are 2 rides for me that are must-dos, and that's Spaceship Earth and Mission Space. So both of the space ones. Spaceship Earth is just like, again, a classic. I love it so much. I know some people find it really boring. It's not really their jam. They could definitely miss it and like not care, but for me, I need to ride it. It's just like a big part of, I don't know, just my experience in Epcot. So I need to get on Spaceship Earth, and generally there's always some point in the day where it's a little bit more walk-on, though recently I've found that fast passes are actually kind of needed for it. There's been some long waits. And then Mission Space, before Flight of Passage, was my favorite ride in Disney World. I still enjoy it a ton. The new updated video is so much clearer and crisper and makes for a really great experience, and personally I just really love it. You know, I miss Gary Sinise and all, but I do love Gina Torres. I'm a big Firefly fan, so there you go. And I always need to ride on that ride. I think Soarin' was a close third, but I didn't really put it on my list because I had missed it in past trips. In fact, this last one I didn't go on Soarin'. I do like the new video a lot better than the original, so I think that's kind of changed my mind on it, because I would have probably said I could have skipped it every time originally. But, you know, I kind of lived with not going on it this trip and was like totally fine. But it's a close third. Hollywood Studios has 3 rides that I have to do every single time. Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, Star Tours. Again, I'm a thrill seeker. If I can't get myself on Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, then something is wrong and I will be really depressed about it. I just love those kinds of rides. If I could do it multiple times, I will. Like, I'm a big fan of doing Tower multiple times because of the different drops that they do, so I just love having like that different experience. But I need to get on these rides. Rock and Roller Coaster thankfully has that single rider, makes it pretty easy. And again, Tower of Terror has never been too bad for me when I've gone on there, so I make it a priority to beeline to Sunset Boulevard and get on those rides. Star Tours is just a classic. I love that things always change up. I love that they're always adding the new scenes from the new movies. I just think that it's such a great ride. It has such great theming, and if that rumor is true that they're just going to change it to something else when Star Wars Land opens up, I will be kind of sad if that happens. I totally understand it in terms of like placement. It doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it's like, just, I don't know, rebuild it or move it or something, Disney. I just would be so upset if Star Tours closed. And lastly, Animal Kingdom. I have 3 rides now that are must-dos for me. Flight of Passage, number 1. I will make it happen. Everest and Dinosaur. For me, those are 3 rides that I really love coming to Animal Kingdom for. Flight of Passage is 100% worth those long waits. Maybe not 4 hours personally, because that's like 2 movies, guys. That's a really long time. But I think it's such a fantastic ride that I, again, try to do everything I can to get on it. My last 2 trips I got on it twice, so far so good. I have a really good record getting on that ride. Everest again is a classic. I mean, you've got the single rider to get on, you've got different experiences day and night. I think it is still a fantastic coaster, even though the Disco Yeti has been Disco Yeti for how many years now, I don't even know. But I still think it's great, and I always try to make it a priority. And then Dinosaur is another one that I just personally love. It scares the crap out of me in all the best ways, and I love to go on it. I'm sure for a lot of you, you would argue Kilimanjaro safaris, and I do really like the safari, but sometimes I don't always want to put in that time for the ride, because that ride could be anywhere from like 25 minutes to way longer if animals step out in the road and like all of that. And I guess because I'm more of commando style, I don't always want to like, you know, dedicate that time to that one ride. And I think it's also hit or miss what you're gonna see, because animals are animals. It's just their nature to do whatever the heck they're gonna do. So I can't always guarantee that every experience on the safari is going to be what I want or expect, so it isn't always top of the list. I actually didn't go on it this recent trip, didn't really miss it, so it's not quite up there for me. So those are my must-do rides in each park. Otherwise, I feel empty and terrible inside. I would like to know what your must-do rides are. Are they the same? Are they completely different? Do you think I'm crazy for not making Jungle Cruise a #1 priority in Magic Kingdom? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys think. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, then you should subscribe. I'm putting out videos every single week. And I'm in the works of getting some interesting guests on the channel as well too, so you should stick around if you want to see that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so appreciative of it, and as always, have a great rest of the day.